Hi, my name is Frank. It's Friday. Time to kick back, talk music. I got a bunch of stuff to show you. This is a mailbag segment. Some really cool stuff. Bunch of different genres. But first, I want to start with this. Where's the front? I want to start with this mysterious record. So I got this package in the P.O. box, and it came from Andrew in Lansing, Michigan. I believe. M.I. Michigan? Someone correct me if I'm wrong. And I opened it up. This was inside. This band is called Panchico, and the album is called Death Metal. There's the back of it, and I'm like, what is this? I mean, the album artwork, it's intriguing, right? But I never heard of this. There was no explanation as to what it was. There's the records on this colored vinyl. So I started doing some digging into this band. And you gotta check this out. So this band, Panchico, I specialize in butchering the names of records, albums, people, and places. Anyway, this band, Panchico, they were formed in 1998 in the UK when these guys were kids. They were like 14 or 15 years old. And they recorded this EP in 2000. Only 30 copies were produced and only on CDR. And the guys sent it to record labels, reviewers, whatever, trying to get some traction going. Nothing happened. The band broke up. Now fast forward 16 years later, someone was in a charity shop in the UK. And a charity shop there is what we call thrift stores here. Someone was in the shop and they came across the CDR version of the album. And they're like, what is this? What is it? And that's when things got really interesting. This person was a 4chan user, and they were intrigued by the album cover. This is a reissue by the original album cover, and wanted to know more about the band, but couldn't find any information. So this person uploaded the files online and asked people if they could identify this mystery band. Initially no one could, but the recording really developed a cult following. And as that started to grow, people on the internet sleuths, wanted to know what this Panchico band was. There were conspiracy theories rolling around that this was a marketing ploy and this was like a big band with the backing of a major record label. The CD was apparently messed up and had disc rot, which made it sound odd. And all this time, these guys, they were unaware of what was going on until one of the band guys was contacted by one of these internet sleuths, and he wasn't aware that there was this whole thing brewing on the internet. So the band reformed and now they're performing again. This album was reissued on vinyl in 2020. Some extra tracks were added. Again, it's called Death Metal. In terms of the music, it certainly is not death metal. It's indie pop, it's shoegaze. The vibe is kind of chill and atmospheric. It's not a pump you up kind of album. It's more of a chill album, a great way to start the day or a great way to end the day, that kind of record. So it is a cool recording, but it's that background story that makes this record even that much more interesting. So I'm glad it's filled in onto this. So again, big shout out, no note, but the mystery sender here was, again, Andrew in the USA. So we got a mystery sender and a mystery record. I dig it, man. Thank you.
Channel 33 RPM.
Before we get to any more records, I want to give a big shout out to Miguel. Check it out. Miguel created this drawing of me. It's a sketch, I guess, or a drawing. He sent me this email. He said, "Hi, my name is Miguel. I'm an illustration artist and graphic designer from Dominican Republic, and I like your channel. I'm a music lover. I like to collect vinyl, CDs, and cassettes. I made this drawing as a way of thanking you for the content you give weekly. Thanks to you and hoping that we all keep on spinning." That's awesome, Miguel. Thank you so much, man. Miguel does some pretty badass illustrations and definitely has his own style. You can check him out on Instagram. Thank you again, Miguel. Appreciate it, man. You rock. Okay, check it out. I got this other record sent to me over the past month. This band is called Hell Fury. The album is called Cost of Life. This one did come with a note. Check this out. It says, "Hello, my name is Harley. I am the bass player for a thrash crossover hardcore band in Austin, Texas called Hell Fury. A friend of mine named Chris of the band Nowhere Bound recommended I send a record of ours your way." Awesome. Thank you, Harley, and thank you, Chris. So I'll talk about this record in a second because I did enjoy it, but he also sent some stickers, some Hell Fury stickers. Hell Fury. in a patch. I gotta love that. So let's talk about this. Came with this insert. Here's the inside, custom inners, and here's the wax. I'm not sure if you can tell. It kind of looks black or dark, but it's like a blood red, that kind of thing. Appropriate, right? For a band called Hell Fury. Here is the record. It's funny. So I initially put this on, and I was playing it as I usually do at 33 RPM, and I was thinking, oh man, this is heavy. I'm digging it. It's heavy. It was like mid-tempo, good stuff. Then I looked at this, because they have a female singer, the female fronted. I'm like, it doesn't really sound like a female. What's going on? Then I realized that you're supposed to play this album at 45. So I played it at the correct speed after that. And I gotta say, this record melted my face off, man. They are called Hell Fury, and that's exactly what this sounds like. If the Fury of Hell had a sound, it would be these guys. As the note said, it's hardcore punk, crossover thrash. They're female fronted. Bobby is the singer, and man, she commands the mic. In fact, this whole band just commands your attention. They're fast, hard, and loud. The songs are generally on the shorter side. Cost of Life is my favorite, personally. If a fist could come out of your speaker and punch you in the face, it would when you listen to this. It's that good. So thank you very much, Hartley, for setting this. I am enjoying it, man. I wish you guys all the best. 33, if you want to check this out, I will leave a link to Hell Fury below this video. This one came from my pal Serge, and he sent me an email one day and say, hey, I ordered something from eBay for you. Check your mailbox for it because it's coming right away. And then this arrived. Check this out. ABC Rock Radio Networks presents Bryan Adams' King Biscuit Flower Hour. King Biscuit Flower Hour was a syndicated radio show that featured concert performances by various rock acts. It was broadcast Sunday nights from 1973 to 1993 throughout North America. Concerts were usually recorded with a mobile truck unit. Then the tracks were mixed and edited for broadcast, and usually was broadcast pretty quick, like within a few weeks of being recorded. Originally in the 1970s, the show was sent to participating radio stations on reel-to-reel tapes, but in 1980s, the producers switched to LP formats. So these were produced live in concert. They were mixed and mastered very quick. They were pressed on vinyl, and these records were sent to radio stations to play on the air. And it's interesting. This has an announcer. It starts off with an announcer. It's got commercials baked right in. There's a commercial on here for the U.S. Army Reserves. There's a commercial on here for Sandals Resorts. It's pretty wild, man, looking back on it all these years later. This one was originally a 2 LP set. Unfortunately, one of the records went missing. There's only one record in here. It's fantastic, by the way. Bryan Adams, in many respects, I don't think he gets the respect he deserves as a true meat and potatoes, super talented rock musician. That's what he started off as, right? Like rock, like meat and potatoes kind of stuff. And then later he went like adult contemporary, whatever. But man, he was, and he still is so good. I saw him live last summer. Delivers the goods, man. It was so good. Anyway, what else was in here? Promo sheet, King Biscuit Flower Hour. So this is basically the script, right? The script that the radio announcer could use before putting this record on. So this is basically a preview for it. On April 10th, 1983, 92 City FM presents the King Biscuit Flower Hour. This week, King Biscuit brings you Bryan Adams in concert at the Palace Theater in Albany, New York. The show is recorded on Bryan Adams' 1983 tour. Blah, 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 blah. So the whole script is there for the DJ. So total slice of music history. I love that, man. It just kind of inspires me to try to track down more of these King Biscuit Flower Hour recordings because, as I said, this is really a piece of rock and roll history, right? Particularly with all this stuff and the commercials baked into it. It is pretty cool. So Serge, thank you very much, man, for appreciating. Thank you very much for thinking of me. I do appreciate this. I've spun it a few times and I will continue to spin it. And by sending this, you've reminded me of how good Bryan Adams was right from the beginning, right from his first US tour. Okay, check this out. King Crimson. Second studio album from 1998 called Transcendence. I'll tell you about this record in a second, but first, The note, always love the notes. This was sent from Steve. Steve said, "Dear Frank, I really enjoyed your review of the Crimson Idol debut album and the fact you really seem to like it." So we talked about that album a few months ago. He said, "I was able to get an extra repress of their second album, Transcendence. I think it is a better album than their debut." I agree, the debut is good, but I'm going to tell you about the second record. It is better. It also contains the song Lonely, their only video that appeared on MTV. I love Lady of Winter and Where Dragons Rule. I hope you enjoy and keep up with the great videos. Sincerely, keep on spinning from Kentucky, Steve. Steve, my God, man. Thank you so much. Thank you for thinking of me. This is a Music on Vinyl press. And Music on Vinyl tends to do a really good job with their reissues, and this one is no exception. The pressing sounds fantastic. So, Crimson Glory, it's some of you guys are gonna laugh because this band has been around for 3 decades, but they were new to me. I only discovered their music, or truly listened to their music, in the past year. If you like some of the more progressive metal that Queensryche produced, particularly early Queensryche, if you dig Dream Theater, you would dig Crimson Glory. It's progressive metal, progressive hard rock. The vocals, I mean, the singer's, his pitch is sometimes right into the stratosphere. I'm not sure if I've heard many singers who can go that high up. There's great vocal harmonies on here, great riffs, super tight drums and bass. It's got that late 80s production, which you kind of love or accept. It'd be kind of cool, actually, if this was remixed, because the musicianship is just so tight. I mean, the drums and the bass and the guitar harmonies, I mean, just, it's so tight. It all works so well together. I would almost be curious to hear a modern mix of this album, because the 80s albums, metal and rock, tended to sound thin at times. It'd be cool if it had more punch, more beef to it, if you know what I mean. Anyway, it is. I mean, that's the way it was, right? No big deal. My favorite tracks are Painted Skies. It's kind of a mid-tempo tune. I dig Burning Bridges. Lady of Winter, the opening track, was great. Lonely. Let me show you the inside here. Nice thick record, black vinyl. Believe it or not, my battery cut out mid-sentence there. I was commenting on the quality of this pressing. Said it was great. Really nice job there from Music on Vinyl. Here is the inside. The quirky thing about this band is that they had these, I don't know if you can tell here, they had these face masks that they started wearing. And the first tour, they found that it was really hot wearing these masks on stage. So they kind of cut them in half and kind of did this Phantom of the Opera kind of mask on this album. Anyway, very cool record. Steve, thank you for thinking of me and kind of introducing me to and turning me on to Crimson Glory. All right, this is a fully loaded episode, isn't it, guys? Fully loaded. By the way, I still have that contest going on. My camera looks a little crooked now. I still have that contest going on. I'm giving away those 3 Oob cubes, record storage cubes. If you haven't entered, it's super easy to enter. Go check out that video from last week. So, this one is from Terry in Ontario, Canada. Terry's a good guy, man. He sent me that framed Tom Petty artwork there as well. Okay, he wrote here, the latest single by the James Clark Institute titled Marcella Never Got the News is based on the story of a fatal plane crash that killed pilot Ray Grand in Saskatchewan during the summer of 1959 and the successful search and rescue of the plane in 2018. Sadly, his wife Marcella never got the news as she passed away on the very night the plane was retrieved. How crazy is that? After all those years, she died the night the plane was retrieved. Thank you again, Frank, for your support and continued success on your very entertaining channel. Keep pumping out those videos. I'll do my best, Terry. Thank you so much for thinking of me. Here is the CD. You don't see this very often. This is a CD single. There's one track on here. Marcella Never Got the News. Again, from the James Clark Institute. Here's the insert. There's a tombstone. There's the story. There is the CD. I mean, it's a good track, man. I listened to it a few times here. It's typical James Clark Institute. It's kind of like the Beatles meets Tom Petty. A little bit in the laid back side, kind of chill, but definitely a great track. So I will leave a link to these guys as well below this video. And once again, Terry, you are far too generous to me, man. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. All right, 33ers, there is a Friday update. Do you own any of these albums? If you do, let me know in the comments. What did you think of them? Because all of these were new to me. Thank you again for watching. Have a great rest of the weekend. I'll be back again, hopefully on Sunday. Till then, keep on spinning.